welcome to Political Focus here on Channel 6. It's Kenny Fogel here with you again as we're counting down to the 4th of November. That's Election Day. That's the day that you make a decision on what's going on in our neighborhood. And in our neighborhood right now, we're talking about the city of Bardstown. I got Bill Buckman here with me now, one of the candidates for city council. Bill, first of all, just tell us a bit about yourself.
I was born and raised here in Bardstown, and lived here all my life. Graduated at Bethlehem and worked at the factories for years, and just retired from the Bardstown Police Department. After the factories, I decided to go into public service and become a police officer back in '91, and did 21 years with the Bardstown Police Department, and felt the need to stay within the public and stay working for the public, so I figured I'd run for city council.
Well, you got a lot of people are going door to door now. I mean, you've been door to door for the last 21 years.
I've been to about a lot of doors. Yeah.
So you know what the issues are in Bardstown. I mean, obviously you've been out there seeing firsthand what people are doing, what's going on, what the problems are.
Right. I've worked with about every department at one time in one aspect or another. With the utility companies and the fire and all the cable, the police work hand in hand with them in situations. So I've worked side by side with these guys, and I know what the infrastructure on the city and how it works and the budgets. And ran my own business for years, and I understand. You can't have can't have more going out than what's coming in. And with a $48 million budget, you got to be careful.
What are the people looking at right as the issues out there right now? I mean, I've heard a lot of different people say that one thing or another. I mean, of course, the city council, there's been a lot of strife going on up there over the last few years, a lot of arguing and fussing, but are they getting things done?
I think we've had a good council. I think we have a good city and people working up there for us. It's just a lot of conflict and lack of communication. I think there's a breaking down of communication and a lot of finger pointing that people are not doing their part. But I think overall we've got a good city structure. I think there's the communication that among the council and the mayor needs to be stronger this next time around. And when you got one point with the $48 million budget, you've got to have a longer period to look at these things, and you can't bring it to the table and vote on it the next week. It's just too much. You can't look through it, and people want to hold you accountable. One thing the Standard kept bringing up about some of the councilmen wanted to micromanage. Well, to me, that's accountability. They're not micromanaging; they're making accountability, and that's what their job is, to make sure that these department heads and that the mayor and everybody is accountable for the taxpayers'
Well, I guess that's
money.
my question is, what is the role of a city councilman? What should a city councilman be doing? I mean, should they be out there every day working with the department heads?
Well, no, you got to let your department heads run their department. You can't micromanage. Now that's micromanaging. But expenditures and daily operations, that's department heads. But the council, I feel like, is make sure the taxpayers are heard. If they have to have an open door, and just like police work, more people have my cell phone than my family did, and I still get phone calls about police work, and I still talk to them about police work, or try to advise them which direction to go, or send them to the people that can help them. And that's what they expect. The public expects you to have an open door and an open listening post for them. And then take that, their concerns, and voice it to the community.
Well, basically, like I said, you've spent several years. You was in the military, obviously. I guess I'm in the American Legion with you, so I know you've been in the military.
I'm executive board at the American Legion at Post 121. I was with the Marine Corps Reserve for 11 years. While I worked in the factories, I served the country as the Marines. That was one of the better things I ever done in life.
So at some point in the last several years, you decided to hang it up as a police officer, and is it about that time you decided you wanted city council, or is that something that's just come lately?
You can't run for city. You can't hold a city office or any government office that's within the same system that you work at.
Right.
So I could never run for city council, but I was always interested in it. And I felt like I served the community as a public servant, as a police officer, and it kind of gets in your blood. You like to communicate with people, and you feel like well, I could make a change or I could make a difference, and I feel like I did in the police work. I feel like I really did, and I feel like I could do so in council. I think I can make a change, and you're not gonna change it overnight. You're not gonna change it in the first venue as a councilman, but it's a learning process. Mm-hmm. But if you do your job and listen to the taxpayers and listen to the public, you'll get there. We can get there.
Well, one of the things we see about Bardstown over the last several years, you've seen it, been here as long as you have, and I have too, growing up and around this area, is it's growing a lot. And I mean, the traffic, the industry. Do we have enough infrastructure to take care of this?
No. I'm a firm believer we have a problem. And it don't seem like it's addressed enough. The water system is everybody talks about hooking on to the Louisville line, but I don't like being dependent on somebody else. I'd rather have our own water system, and there's got to be an answer, and I think there is, but it needs to be worked on, and the public needs to be kept advised of it, because they worry. People say, we don't have no water. What if we have a bad summer? Well, we have a bad summer, and a lot of factories, I think, pass us by because our infrastructure is weak. Not overly weak, but you can't offer concessions like Martha Lane did to Toyota. She offered them a package. They think they gave the state away when they did, but look what we benefited from. All the satellite companies that located here, and Toyota still employing hundreds and hundreds of people. Some of the factories we missed out on. I'm in the gun business for 40 years. Remington passed us by. Beretta looked at us here a while back and passed us by. And I would hope it wasn't because we were weak in our infrastructure. But I think we need to diversify and get different factories in, more jobs. The distilleries have been great to us, and the satellite companies, the Toyota has been great to us. But you can't be so targeted on just those people.
We mentioned the budget a couple times earlier. And do we have a spending problem, or do we have a revenue problem? Are we raising enough money, or are we just spending too much money, or we about
Some
okay?
says we ain't making enough money. Some people want the bad word, taxes, but I'm not much on. I would hate to think that we had to raise taxes, and we haven't done everything that we can do to trim that budget, which has increased $8 million in the last 4 years. And the economy's not been real great, but it's been steady. And I'd really like to see where that $8 million come from. Why are we seeing such a big increase all of a sudden? It takes a lot to operate. Like I said, we're growing. But I think we need to look at that budget. I think it's doable without raising taxes. I think we have a good balanced budget. I think we can work within the means that we've got. And I think we can hold our own for a while.
All right, well, I was going to wrap it up here right now, but Bill, I'll let you just make a last plea to the voters out there a little bit about who you are. So maybe some things that people don't know about Bill Buckman, and maybe that you might want to share, and things you may not want to share. But then again, at the same time, why should the voters be voting for you?
Well, I'm here for the voters. I've been here all my life in this town. I care what goes on in this town. I give 100% my whole last life. This is my town. I've been all over the United States. I've been all over, and I always come back to Bardstown. There's no better place. And I've got grandchildren, and I want them to have a life like I had, and me and you had, a better place. And I think we do. We're so fortunate to have Bardstown, but we've all got our problems. But I'll do my best to keep everybody content as we can, or try to, if you have a problem, just resolve it. But you can't make everybody happy. We know that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we do appreciate you being here today.
And I appreciate the time.
Again, the voters it's going to be your call on the 4th day of November, and that's what we're shooting down for right now, is we're going to be coming just very shortly before Election Day. So again, Bill, we do appreciate
Vote for Bill Buckman.
Vote for Bill Buckman. That's his call, and that's what he's asking you to do. So again, we hope you're paying attention, and we're doing our job to inform and educate and let you know who all the candidates are and what they think the issues are and who you feel comfortable voting for. So again, Bill, appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Kenny.
Wish you all the best.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank all of you out here from Political Focus on Central Kentucky TV. I'm Kenny Fogel. We'll see you next time here on Political Focus on CKTV. Take care, everybody.